Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sideline Eye podcast. You're very welcome to our review show, and we're looking back at all the action from the weekend. As we know, the senior men's and senior ladies weren't in action this weekend, but there was still plenty happening. With the minor footballers getting their league campaign up and running, while the camogues and hurlers continued their league campaigns as well. So we're going to start with the minor footballers, and going to give a quick roundup of the game, and then we're going to hear from the manager Barra Murray, who spoke to Kieran Lynch after the game for Armagh TV. So a quick roundup first, and the Armagh Miners made a winning start to their Ulster League campaign with a 3-point victory over Down at Newry on Saturday. They won 0-12 to 0-9. Barra Murray's side led by 3 at the break and maintained that advantage until the final whistle. The Orchard County opened the scoring in the first minute of the game, with Ronan Martin splitting the post early on. Down tied the game with a Sam Murdoch free before Callum Travers put them ahead with a score from a 45 following a superb block in defence by Armagh skipper Tomas Fox. Ronan Martin then put the visiting side back on level terms before Cormac Murphy drove forward from centre half back to edge them in front. Owen McCreesh on an Oran Reel free put Armagh 3 points ahead just before the break. Sam Murdoch added his second of the day, but it was cancelled out at the other end with another score coming from Cormac Murphy. That left Armagh with a 3-point cushion heading into the half-time interval, leading 0-6 to 0-3. Like the first half, Armagh got the scoreboard up and running after the turnaround with a score from corner forward Ronan Martin. Down were able to close the gap with a brace of points coming from an Owen Convey free and a Sam Murdoch score. Orchard midfielder Dahi O'Callaghan, who earned an All-Star last season for his performances in getting Armagh to the minor Ulster and All-Ireland finals, got his name on the score sheet. Ryan O'Hare kept the more men in touch, although his effort was matched at the other end by Brendan Ferreira. Down raised another white flag from a free before McCreesh and Martin grew their individual tallies for the day. Down could have rattled the net, but saw their effort come back off the post while they traded scores in the end with Reel in the final couple of minutes. Armagh held on to win by 3 points in the end, and they sit top of the league position after the first game. Down take on Monaghan next weekend in round 2, while the Orchard Miners face the Farney men the following week in the final round. There's 3 teams in the league, Armagh, Down and Monaghan, so if Armagh beat Monaghan, they should finish top of the pile and make their way into the semi-final, but that's for a couple of weeks' time. The scorers then, Ronan Martin top scored on the day. He had 4 points, one of those coming from a dead ball effort. Owen McCreesh and Owen Reel and Cormac Murphy also had 2 points apiece. Owen Reel splitting the post twice from frees, while Brendan Ferreira and midfielder Dahi O'Callaghan also got on the score sheet. So as I'd mentioned, Kieran Lynch spoke to manager Barra Murray after the game, so we're going to hear that interview now.
We're here at the Armagh minor manager, Barra Murray. Barra, winning start today. Are you happy with the team's performance?
Yeah, really happy. We knew it was going to be tough. It's never anything simple in the Ulster Minor League, and especially against our nearest and dearest rivals here in Down. We knew what Down were going to bring to it. They brought lots of passion, lots of energy, lots of intensity. They were physical in the tackle. They caused us numerous problems throughout the pitch, but I have to give full credit to the lads. Our full back line was immense. Thought they were dealt well with the high ball that was going in. Tomas Fox and Kieran Wallace right in front. Midfield probably just shaded the kickouts. We were big and catching in the middle with Dahi and Oran and getting in under the break ball, which we've been working a lot on. And then just give us a platform for getting forward. I suppose Brandy and Conal Wilson did a lot of raiding from the wings, and inside Ronan Martin and Oran Reel kicked 3 and 4 between them. So we had the black card to deal with early on in the game, where I spoke to Paddy about it. He was a bit frustrated at half time, as we were frustrated. It was one of those where it probably has never happened to the lad before, and may never happen again, where the ball broke right beside him and he's making his way back, and if he sticks his boot in it, it's a free, And he didn't want to stick his boot in it because he didn't want to give away a free, so he put his body between the man and the ball and got a black card, which was the worst possible outcome. So it just meant we had to make 2 substitutions, so we put Olaf in the goal, took Owen McCreesh off, who was playing really well up until then, and then to put Paddy back in and put Owen McCreesh back in, but to take Olaf off. So all in all, I thought the boys showed guts and determination and no shortage of skill, and we got the job done. Delighted to get over the line.
Yeah, and you mentioned it already. Of course, this rivalry game, local rivals here, especially in Newry, right between the two counties. And look, I suppose it makes it sweeter for the lads. They'll be going to school now on Monday morning with a lot of the same players.
Yeah, and that's it. They all know each other. They're all very familiar. Yeah. I was at a lot of the McCrory Cup matches, so I would have seen quite a few of the Down guys playing with St Coleman's and with the Abbey. So even the St Paul's lads know some of them, So familiarity, you know what they say, it breeds a certain level of contempt, and they were getting stuck into each other there today. I could see Tomas Orlott, who's a St Coleman's student, and he was getting on loads of ball, and they were laying it into him thick and fast, and has to be expected at this minor level. There's nothing going to be given handy, so boys took a lot of learning out of that game.
Look, you probably don't want to labour on the new rules too much because it's been all the talk over the last couple of months, but this was your first competitive outing. Do you think the team fared okay in terms of getting the grips and adapting to the changes?
Yeah, without a doubt. I suppose discipline-wise, there was nobody talking back to the referee. That's the big thing. We try on the line to be as quiet as possible, and not. I suppose it was slightly frustrating the day that there was nobody there to penalise the 3-up rule, where we're working hard and training to not give away that free, and just on the other side there's numerous occasions we're down only in 2 up, and our players are alerting the referee as we've coached them to, and it was a bit unfortunate there was no neutral linesmen or umpires but that's something we were talking about in there. It's something I'll raise with the Ulster Council, just to say in future league matches, can there be neutral linesmen even that would just alert the referee when and then it makes it easier to police. But overall, really happy with how it went.
Yeah, and then you've a win on the board. Going forward, what's the message to the lads going into the remainder of the league?
Yeah, I spoke to them in there. It's about, every year there's a different bunch of minors come through, and this is their turn. So they're writing their own narrative, So people who are here today watching this minor team, they'll be saying that's a gutsy team, the good inside forwards, really physical out round the middle, and good full back line. So, if that's what it's going to be, they need to just build on it for the next day, build on it for the next game. That's the first game. We've played 5 or 6 challenge matches. That's the first game we haven't scored a goal. We were in for goal 2 or 3 times, and handling let us down. So, we'll go over that again at training on the Tuesday. But it's keep our feet in the ground, focus on the next game, which is Monaghan in 2 weeks, get ourselves ready for it, and go and be the best version of ourselves that we can.
Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for your time.
Right, Kieran.
Cheers.
So on to the Camogie then, and Armagh suffered a 3rd defeat on the trot when they travelled to Derry on Saturday afternoon, with 10 points the difference. In the end, Derry winning 3-7 to Armagh's 0-6. Only 3 points split the teams at the halfway stage, but Derry had 2 second-half goals to stretch the winning margin. The home side started the game brilliantly, claiming 1-2 inside the first couple of minutes before Armagh opened their account through Rachel Murray. Derry were 3 ahead at the break, winning 1-3 to 0-3 at half time. Like the first half, Derry raised the green flag right at the start of the second as well, and added another green flag later on, while Ciara Hill and Tierna Maxwell also got on the score sheet for the Orchard County. It was Rachel Murray who top scored on the day with 2 points. Ciara Hill also hit 2 points, while Karina Doyle and Tierna Maxwell hit 1 point apiece for the Armagh Camogues. The hurlers then, they played on Sunday. They hosted Mayo, and Armagh's Division 3 survival hopes were dealt a cruel blow against promotion chasers Mayo. They were beaten 3-21 to 1-18. 9 points separated the teams at full time at the Boxit Athletic Grounds, with 2 late goals from Cormac Phillips and Shane Boland putting the Westerners 9 points clear by the time the final whistle sounded, but the game was much closer than the full-time scoreline suggests. While Mayo did have their hosts at arm's length, For the majority of the contest, Armagh were never far away and kept battling right to the very end of the game. Both sides rattled the net inside an entertaining opening half. Boland and Park McNaughton swapped scores early on, while 2 from Shea Harvey sandwiched 3 on the bounce for Mayo, with Cormac Phillips hitting 2 of them and Liam Lavin also raising a white flag for the visiting team. Joseph Burke claimed the first 3-pointer of the day for Mayo, while Park McNaughton on 2 from Shea Harvey exchanged points with Boland and Lavin. Stephen Ranahan got his name on the score sheet for the home side, but Boland and Phillips pointed at the other end of the field. A Shea Harvey free made it a 4-point game before Joe O'Connor offered the Orchard men a real lifeline with a goal just before half-time. Liam Lavin and Park McNaughton chancelled each other out before the break, with Mayo in front by the minimum of margins at half-time, 110-19. Kieran McKeegan's Armagh levelled things at the start of the second half, with Shea Harvey continuing to display his accuracy in front of the posts. Liam Lavin added for 3 scores for Mayo, but Shea Harvey hit 2 back, and Ranahan also got 1 for Armagh to see them back on level terms. Shea Harvey then nudged Armagh ahead for the first time since the second minute, but a brace from Boland followed by a John Hurdy score saw Mayo go back on top. Substitute Kieran Duffy got in on the scoring act for Armagh with his first touch after coming into the play, but Cormac Phillips hit home a second goal for Mayo. Michael Farrell and Shea Harvey struck scores at either end of the field, while Liam Lavin and Michael Farrell added to their growing tallies. Park McNaughton and Shea Harvey kept Armagh in touch, but Mayo finished with a flurry, striking 1-2 in the final few minutes to seal their 9-point win. In terms of scores then, Shea Harvey topped the scoring charts for Armagh with 10 points to his name, 9 of those coming from dead ball efforts. Park McNaughton hit 0-4, while Stephen Ranahan hit 3 on the day, and Joe O'Connor was the goal scorer, while substitute Kieran Duffy also got in on the scoring act in the second half. So that's all we have for today's roundup. That was a roundup of the Armagh Miners, the Armagh Camogues and the Armagh Hurlers in all their games this week. We'll be back on Thursday. We're going to have a podcast with former Kerry footballer Sean O'Sullivan, and he's going to preview Armagh's trip to Tralee this weekend. It's a massive game for Kieran McGeeney's men and for Kerry as well. Both sides need the points in terms of their survival in Division 1. So we'll chat to everybody on Thursday. Make sure to follow us, as always, on all our social media pages across Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And follow us on Spotify. If you listen to us there, if you watch the YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe. So thanks everybody for tuning in to our weekly roundup show, and make sure to tune in on Thursday as well when we hear from Sean O'Sullivan.